In this video, we're discussing how to silence the inner critic your narcissistic parents installed in you. That harsh voice that starts dictating your actions whenever you do anything that goes against what your family taught you. The inner critic that shaped how you see yourself, even in your adult life, and continues to attack you today. I'm Jerry Wise, and for over 45 years, I've helped hundreds of thousands of people heal and get their families out of them by practicing self differentiation, the process of becoming your true self and releasing the false self you were trained to be in your family of origin, so that you can finally experience clarity, peace, and lasting freedom. Before we dive into how to silence the inner critic, it's important to first understand what it is. The inner critic is that harsh, judgmental voice inside your head that's been shaped by the criticism and control of your narcissistic parents. It doesn't come from your true self, but from the conditioning and messages your family instilled or programmed in you. This voice tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that you need to perform or comply or people please to earn love or approval. Over time, it becomes so ingrained that it feels like a natural part of who you are. But in reality, it's a product of the toxic family system you grew up in. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper awareness of how this inner critic operates and, most importantly, how to start silencing it. Number one, recognize your inner critic is your narcissistic parent's voice, not your voice. Your narcissistic parents criticized you so constantly that their voice became your internal soundtrack. Every harsh word, every dismissal, every "you're not good enough" got recorded and stored inside you. Over time, you didn't need them to say it anymore. You learned to say it to yourself. And we call that internalization. We internalized all those messages, and now they come up whenever we do behaviors or do certain things or fail or make a mistake. Or the key to silencing this inner critic as an adult is realizing that voice isn't truly yours. When you hear, "You're stupid," "You'll fail," "Why did you try it that way?" "Why did you do that?" "Who do you think you are?" That's your narcissistic parents' programming still running. This is the reason why you still give others the benefit of the doubt and compassion, but you direct their harsh criticism towards yourself. The moment you stop identifying with that voice as your own, it begins to go quiet. Number two, stop trying to perform your way out of your narcissistic parents' inner critic. In your narcissistic family, you were taught you were fundamentally flawed. Your narcissistic parents set up an impossible game. Their approval was always just out of reach, and no matter how hard you tried, they found something new to criticize. You learned that love had to be earned through performance, but the target kept moving. What may bring criticism yesterday now may not bring criticism, but something else will. And then the next day, 2 days ago's behavior now becomes criticized again. Watch what happens when you achieve something now. The relief lasts seconds before the voice finds a new flaw to focus on. You've been trying to outrun that verdict your whole life, working harder, achieving more, pushing yourself relentlessly, but you never stop to ask why you're still trying to earn approval from a voice that will never, never be satisfied. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter whether you perform well or fail. Both are a part of life and necessary for growth. That's one of the difficulties people have in learning new things and growing, even when it comes to self differentiation, because it's not something you become perfect at in one day. We must learn to try, fail, learn more, deepen our growth more, deepen our insight more, deepen our awareness more. And over time, we get stronger, better, more confident, more solid. The inner critic only highlights flaws, never allowing your true self to develop beyond its harsh judgments. The inner critic doesn't get silenced by your achievements. It gets silenced when you stop performing for it altogether, when you start getting it out of you. Number three, separate your family system's feelings from the true feelings when the inner critic attacks. If you grew up in a narcissistic family, you're likely familiar with what I call systems feelings. These are the emotional responses your family system conditioned in you: shame, guilt, inadequacy, designed to control and keep you in line. They are not your true feelings, but the feelings your family wanted you to experience in order to maintain their influence over you. All of this was done unconsciously. On their part, on your part, it's a part of the family's emotional field and the emotional system that actually has been developing for about 5 generations. As a child, when you make a mistake, you didn't just feel regret, you felt crushing shame or crushing guilt. When you set a boundary, you didn't simply feel uncomfortable, you felt paralyzing guilt. These feelings were never natural. They were programmed into you by your family. And this systems feeling is what keeps the inner critic running. Now, in your adult life, when the inner critic attacks, it triggers these same systems feelings. You believe them because they feel so real and feel so you. What you need to understand is these emotions aren't coming from your true self. They're remnants of the family programming designed to keep you emotionally enmeshed. Start asking yourself, is this shame truly mine? Or is it the shame my narcissistic parents installed? Just asking that question alone can begin to quiet the voice and create space for your true feelings to emerge. And I think what's important about asking about, is this shame my family programming or is it mine? One thing that is important to remember in that regard is that oftentimes the shame did not occur as a result of a natural behavior or action that you took. Certainly, if I hurt someone that I care about, and maybe I hurt them intentionally or even unintentionally, but I did hurt them, I may feel some honest and natural shame about that. But if I share a boundary or say, no, I don't agree with you, I don't think that's an appropriate response in shame. Shame is not an appropriate response for that. And if it's not an appropriate response, it's probably family of origin that's left over. Number four, understand the inner critic was never trying to help you. Growing up, your narcissistic family's criticism was framed as helping you or making you a better person. They said they were preparing you for the real world, toughening you up. You internalized this logic that harsh criticism was a form of love, and without it, you'd fail. Let me also mention, when I talk about a narcissistic family, I don't mean everyone in the family has narcissistic personality disorder. That's not what I mean. What I mean by a narcissistic family is a family that is organized around a cluster B or narcissistic personality disorder. And so I call it a narcissistic family. It's no different than if you have an alcoholic. If there is an alcoholic in the family and it's a parent, the whole family gets organized around that addiction and around that problem. As an adult, now the inner critic disguises itself as protection. It tells you it's keeping you safe from failure, rejection, or embarrassment. But it isn't protecting you, it's controlling you, the same way your narcissistic parents did. Oddly, you recognize manipulation from others, but you trust this voice completely because it lives inside your head. We don't always see how we are manipulating ourselves, and that's important to identify and to recognize. Healthy self reflection feels calm and focused on growth. The inner critic feels harsh and is focused on shame or guilt. Once you see that its help is actually sabotage, you stop trusting it. And a voice you don't trust can no longer tell you who you are. Number 5, stop engaging with your narcissistic parent's inner critic. Start observing it. Your narcissistic parents demanded your constant attention and reaction. They needed you engaged, defending, explaining, apologizing, fixing. Any attempt to disengage was met with escalation. So you stayed locked in the exhausting cycle of trying to manage their emotions and their accusations. The inner critic they installed operates the same way. It throws out accusations and waits for you to respond. You spend hours in mental arguments with it, explaining yourself to a voice that will never be satisfied. The practice that silences it is to stop engaging and start observing. When the voice speaks, don't respond. Just notice. There's that voice again. When you stop giving it your emotional reaction, it has nothing to feed on, and a voice with no audience eventually goes quiet. Number 6, question the inner critic's logic from your narcissistic family. Your narcissistic parents built their case against you for years. They collected every mistake, every flaw, every moment of weakness, every moment of embarrassment, and presented it as proof of who you are. Your failures were highlighted while your successes were dismissed or diminished. You were never allowed to defend yourself, and over time, you stop trying. The inner critic continues this work now, constantly criticizing your real self and reminding you of your failures and dismissing your successes. You question unfair accusations from others, but you accept every verdict this voice delivers without a second thought. When it says you always fail, do you examine that claim or do you just believe it? The inner critic uses absolutes like always and never that aren't true. Start treating its claims like you treat any unfair accusation with skepticism. A voice built on distortions can't survive questioning. Number 7, replace your narcissistic parent's script with your own. In your narcissistic family, you weren't allowed to write your own story. Your narcissistic parents told you who you were, what you were, what you were capable of, and what you deserved, as well as what you should think and what you should feel. They handed you a script, and you've been reciting it ever since, even in the privacy of your own mind. In healthy families, children develop their own inner voice, but not in your family. Notice how the inner critic still speaks in absolutes in your adulthood. You're worthless. You'll never change. You don't deserve happiness. You'll never have a good relationship. That's their script, not who you really are or what reality really is. You have the power to write a new one. This is what I call self-definition, knowing and expressing who you really are without needing anyone's approval. When you start speaking to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you love, your voice gets louder, and the inner critic and that voice gets softer and muted. Number 8, build internal boundaries with your narcissistic parent's voice. As a child in your narcissistic family, you had no emotional protection from their criticism. Whatever they said landed directly in your core. There was no filter, no boundary, no separation between their words and your identity. This lack of boundaries is the essence of enmeshment, where you and your family are so intertwined that neither of you has emotional space to exist independently. The family system ensures control by installing the inner critic, making you feel like every part of your life needs their approval, even when it doesn't. Now, as an adult, you set limits with people who are harsh towards others, but you may have never learned to set limits with the voice inside your own head. That's where internal boundaries come in. Internal boundaries means being emotionally grounded and detached, regardless of what others or even the voice in your head says. When the inner critic speaks, you don't have to let it land. You can hear it without believing it. The inner critic can say whatever it wants, but you don't have to open the door. And when you stop opening it, the voice has no one to talk to. If you're ready to finally break free and start living with clarity, peace, and a grounded connection to your true self, then join my Road to Self program. Many who've joined said it was the missing piece in their healing journey, the step that finally helped them get their family out of them and stand strong as their true self, just as it did for me. If you're not sure if the Road to Self program is for you right now, then start with my 84-minute self-differentiation training. It's totally free. Over 30,000 people have joined the free training as their first step. Click the links in the description to get started. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a new video. I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day and be wise.